A normal school day turned into a nightmare, a quiet town swallowed by fire, and one bus became the only thing standing between dozens of children and certain death. My name is Jessica Moore, and welcome to Jessica Recaps. Kevin drove his usual route through Paradise, dropping kids off one by one. Just another day. Nothing special. But underneath that routine, his life was quietly falling apart. After finishing his shift, he asked dispatcher Ruby for more work. He needed the money. His father's medical bills were still crushing him. But there was nothing available. And things got worse the moment he got home. The vet called. His dog's cancer had spread. There was no saving him anymore. Kevin barely had time to process it before walking into another problem. His son, Sean, refused to go to school. Kevin tried to discipline him, but Sean didn't listen. He blasted music, ignored him, and then said something that cut deeper than anything else. He wished Kevin was dead. Kevin froze. The words hit like a punch to the chest. He couldn't even respond. He just walked away and broke down in silence. Later that day, he held his dog in his arms, as the vet put him to sleep. And just like that, Kevin lost another piece of his life. But the worst hadn't even started yet. The next morning, strong winds tore through the hills. A piece of metal broke off a transmission tower, sparks flew, and within seconds, dry grass caught fire. At first, it looked small. Then the wind picked it up. And everything changed. The fire spread fast. Too fast. Firefighters rushed in, but the terrain worked against them. Narrow roads. No proper access. Every delay gave the fire more time to grow, and it did. Within hours, it turned into something uncontrollable. Meanwhile, Kevin continued his route, unaware of what was coming. His phone buzzed, his mother called. Kevin felt a wave of guilt. He promised to come home soon. But even that simple promise started slipping away. A long line at the gas station slowed him down. Ruby called, frustrated, ordering him back to the depot immediately. As Kevin drove, he noticed smoke rising in the distance. Something wasn't right. He stopped at a pharmacy to grab medicine for Sean. Then his ex-wife called. Sean wanted to leave Kevin and live with her. And she wasn't even staying. She was leaving town that night. Kevin was running out of time. As a father. As everything. And then, the fire reached its breaking point. Firefighters realized the truth too late. This wasn't one fire. It was many. They were merging, spreading, surrounding everything. Entire neighborhoods started panicking. People rushed to escape. Cars crashed. Visibility dropped to almost zero. Smoke filled the air. Some ran on foot. Others didn't make it far. Flames moved faster than anyone expected. A firefighter led a convoy out of a small town, guiding terrified families through fire and smoke. The fire was heading straight for Paradise. Back in town, no official evacuation had reached everyone. Systems were down. Phones failed. At a local school, teacher Mary tried to keep her students calm. But the situation outside was getting worse by the minute. Finally, the decision came, send the kids home. But many parents couldn't reach them. And that's when everything fell on Kevin. Ruby called for help. No drivers were available. Kevin had no choice. He turned his bus around and headed straight into danger. At the school, ash was already falling like snow. Kids rushed onto the bus. Panic spread fast. Mary tried to stay strong, but even she knew this wasn't normal. This was survival. They hit the road and immediately got stuck in traffic. Cars packed every inch. Flames crept closer. Mary insisted on following the official evacuation route. Kevin took one look ahead and made a decision. He turned the bus. Against orders. Against logic. Against everything. Because staying there meant death. Mary argued. Kevin didn't care. He pointed at the fire. Back at the depot, Ruby lost contact with Kevin. No radio. No signal. Nothing. Meanwhile, the fire kept spreading. Roads closed. Power lines fell. Hospitals caught fire. Paradise was collapsing. Inside the bus, the kids started panicking. Smoke filled the air. They hit another jam. This time worse. Cars were abandoned. People ran. Flames jumped between buildings. They pushed forward again, only to reach the evacuation point. And it was already burning. There was nowhere safe. Nowhere left. The kids were terrified. One girl hid under a seat, shaking. Mary held her, trying to calm her down. But even she was breaking inside. Kevin didn't stop. He couldn't. He searched for another way, any way. Power lines crashed down around them, sparking violently. Kevin dodged them at the last second. Cars swerved wildly. Chaos everywhere. Then came something even worse. Looters. They surrounded the bus. Demanded entry. One of them tried to force the door open. Kevin fought back, kicking the door shut. At that exact moment, Mary spotted a gap. Kevin didn't hesitate. He swerved hard and escaped. But the road ahead was no better. Heat climbed higher. The kids were overheating. Smoke filled the bus. Kevin turned off the AC to stop the smoke. Now it was suffocating. A girl nearly passed out. Mary made a choice. She went outside alone to find water. Kevin watched as the fire crept closer to a gas tank nearby. Time was running out. Mary searched desperately, breaking into an RV, finally finding water. But just as she ran back, the gas tank exploded. The kids screamed. Kevin thought she was gone. But through the smoke, she came back. Barely. They didn't wait. They drove. Fast. Flames surrounded them. Kevin reversed, turned, dodged, pushed through impossible paths. And finally, they found a narrow mountain road. Their last chance. But even that hope shattered quickly. People coming the opposite way warned them. Fire ahead. Every direction was blocked. Kevin checked for himself. They were trapped. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide. Inside the bus, reality hit. This might be the end. Kevin and Mary prepared the kids. Wet cloths for breathing. Windows sealed. Everyone moved to the back. Mary broke down. She wondered if she should let the kids sleep, so they wouldn't feel it when the fire came. Kevin thought about his son. All the mistakes. All the lost time. He wasn't ready to lose everything. And then, flames appeared right next to the bus. Kevin jumped out, trying to fight them. It didn't work. The fire was too strong. He ran back inside. One option left. Drive through it. The engine wouldn't start. Panic hit. The fire was seconds away. Kevin kept trying. Then suddenly, the engine roared. They moved. Straight into the fire. The bus shook violently. Heat blasted through the windows. Branches slammed into the sides. Kids screamed. Kevin didn't stop. He pushed harder. Faster. Through flames, through darkness, through pure chaos. And then, light. They burst out of the fire. Alive. Everyone broke down. Crying. Hugging. They made it. Back at the evacuation center, families reunited. Parents rushed to their children. Mary found her son. Kevin searched for his family. He found his mother, safe. But Sean. He had already left with his ex-wife. Kevin stood there, knowing the truth. His son was safer without him. Days later, Kevin returned to paradise. There was nothing left. Just ashes. Ruins. Memories. He found a photo of him and Sean, barely intact. And then, a car pulled up. Sean stepped out. And hugged him. For the first time in a long time. Kevin didn't feel alone. This story was based on real events. Investigators later revealed If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more cinematic recaps. And don't miss the next video. They had 48 hours to survive. No one else did.